all publishers are complete shitholes, Sam?
Yes, especially...
Wrong! There's one that's good.
Holy shit.
There's one that's good, okay?
And we're talking about, of course, EA.
Again with EA.
In this shitstorm, this gigantic sea of shit that's simultaneously a storm, so it's like above and below you.
And the only way you can get out of the storm into a boat is to buy one out of a loot box right now.
Amongst all of this, there is one shining beacon that we can constantly turn to and say, you know what? Those guys are doing it right. And that studio is CD Projekt RED. Now, for any of you that don't know, because Sam has no idea who these people are, by the way. Absolutely
I know that they made Halos. God, Jesus Christ.
No idea. CD Projekt RED is a studio that worked on a game called The Witcher. Now, I know most of you know this, but for those of you that don't, there's one or two of you, The Witcher was a pretty good series of games. 1 and 2, very solid. The Witcher 3 was just a fucking masterpiece. It was one of the best games ever made, unquestionably, both in terms of like as a piece of art, but also commercially. Yeah. Because at a time when, you know, most developers were doing the whole shitty DLC thing, where they basically like chop off a part of their game and sell it to you later on, Destiny. What CD Projekt RED did was that they made a full game, and then they gave you heaps of free DLC, like little micro stuff like skins and extra missions and all this sort of stuff. And then they made 2 expansion packs that they charged $20 a pop for, and each of those expansion packs
like a full
gave
game.
You like 30 hours of gameplay. Not quite that much, but a lot of gameplay.
I actually can't think of one other developer or publisher or developer that is so pro-consumer.
He is the one.
There's nothing else no one else I can think of.
Not right now.
I mean, off camera we'll talk about Nintendo, but then
they come pretty close, I think. Especially the quality of their games.
But you are right in saying that they are dipping into some mobile games.
Yeah,
and
like,
stuff like that.
Amiibo, for example, is a good example of a very like cheeky microtransaction. Like, you don't need it, but you can get it, and if you get it, it gives you some stuff in game. It's very cheeky of Nintendo. They're also doing some mobile game stuff, whatever. But look, Nintendo is still the good guys. I don't want to make out like Nintendo.
We don't hate everybody.
They are still the good guys. But CD Projekt RED, though, are, as I said, the light on the hill at the moment, and they basically said that for now they're done with The Witcher. Okay, they might come back to The Witcher in future. They've been talking about that, but for now they're moving on to something else.
Yeah,
they're moving. Stop interrupting me! So they're the light on the hill. They've said that they're going to take a step back from The Witcher. They're going to come back to it later in the future, probably because it's just too popular, right? Yeah. But for now, they're working on something else. They're working on a game called Cyberpunk 2077. Have you heard of this?
I have heard of this.
Okay, cool. It's we don't know anything about it. We just know that it's shit.
I have. It's all the bird and stuff. I get it.
We don't know much about it. All we know is that it's a story-driven RPG. You know, we sense it's kind of going to be like The Witcher. It's steampunk, cyberpunk, whatever. There's a trailer that came out which is really awesome, but it's like full motion graphic. You know, whatever. There's nothing. We don't know anything yet. Okay. Yeah. This game doesn't come out until 2019 at the earliest, because these guys are really working on it in their classic CD Projekt way. They're like, we want to get it right. We'll ship it when it's done.
That means 2020 to 2021.
Well, that's what everyone's saying, to be honest. And recently, the CEO has come out in an interview with like a Polish investment magazine, and basically said that they are going to implement some sort of online play into the game, because they feel like it's really required that the game is online if it's to be successful in the long term. Yep. So everyone was really worried about this at this point. Everyone's like, oh my god, does that mean they're going to tack on some shitty multiplayer mode to do it?
But that's exactly what it sounds like.
It does sound like that.
Like, there's nothing else, there's no other way you can interpret that unless they're trying to say, which I hope they are, we want this game to be played for, you know, not 1 year or 2 year. We want it to be like a 10-year game, like so many other multiplayer games are that don't have microtransactions.
But there's lots of ways to implement multiplayer into your game, by the way.
That's what I mean.
Like Dark Souls, for example, has multiplayer. So everyone's a bit nervous about this, and in response, the CD Projekt RED guys have actually come out and respond. They're responding to a tweet from YouTubers Pretty Good Gaming.
Oh, yes!
I've heard of them.
Those fellas.
The CD Projekt RED staff said, worry not, when thinking CD... hang on, I'll start again.
Do it again.
Today, Junior!
Worry not, when thinking Cyberpunk 2077, think nothing less than The Witcher 3. Huge single-player, open-world, story-driven RPG. No hidden catch. You get what you pay for. No bullshit.
Love that.
Just honest gaming like with the Wild Hunt. Will leave the greed to others.
Holy shit.
That's like CD Projekt roasted.
That's completely
Seriously,
savage. That's
so-
like the war has begun.
Why would you say that? Like, you put me in such an uncomfortable situation. Like, you know I'm not happy. You know I tried.
It is like the least subtle dig at all the bullshit surrounding EA I've ever seen in my life. But god damn it, if this tweet didn't blow up, it's now the top post on like the game's Reddit.
But it's-
18,000 likes as a tweet at the time when we were recording.
But it's interesting. It's interestingly worded, don't you think?
How?
In the way it says, story-driven, no hidden catch. You get what you pay for.
Yeah. How is that interesting?
That's easy. That can easily be interpreted in the future if they were to be like, just putting it out there. You know what? We can actually include some skins in loot boxes. You get what you pay for in terms of we're not changing the game. We're not making you pay for a $60 or $80 game and then making you then have to pay more to compete.
If
Do you know what I'm saying?
If
right?
this were any other studio,
If they said there is no microtransactions and there is no loot boxes, different story. But they say there's no hidden catch. You get what you pay for. No bullshit. Just honest gaming. Like
if this were any other studio, I would agree with you.
do you know what I mean? Though.
But I fully disagree with you here because CD Projekt RED, man.
Matt just likes to disagree just to disagree with me because he hates me. Everybody. That's why.
I don't like you either.
CD Projekt RED are the ultimate pedigree, gold standard for treating the consumer right. You know, like CD Projekt RED are a completely different league. They have a different mindset. You know, so when they say this, I believe this.
They feel
Now,
like small business to me. Do you know what I mean? Like
They do feel like family business.
You just want to like go in and just pay. Like it's a little fruit shop, and you're just like, look, I'm gonna give you money and just give me whatever, and I'm gonna always come back to you. That guy that does your hair on the corner and shit.
Yeah,
you know,
true. Like the
Just
old
that
Greek
feeling.
man that's like,
you know,
checks out women
just-
as he cuts your hair.
Yeah, you
know?
just want to support that shit. It's awesome.
Yeah. But like,
100%.
The Witcher 3 was just such an incredible experience, and they know what they did. They know how successful that game was. The people who made the game, the developers, by the way, paid a price for that. Apparently, working for CD Projekt RED is tough. And the developers have basically, the leaders of the studio have basically said this kind of process for making games isn't for everyone. There's a lot of crunch, a lot of hard hours, and the pay isn't great.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, they
you love what you
produce
do.
some of the best one of the best video games of all time, and
one
that
of the-
speaks for itself.
And one of the best photos I think you've ever shown me in terms of the gaming is that little table they had when they first started.
Yeah, this
It's such a sick picture. It just shows that if you got a huge dream and if your heart's in the right place, boom, you can go anywhere.
Totally. So the photo is, by the way, their E3 booth when they first started out, and now they're just this thing that we talk about in this way because we love what they do. I am very hopeful for this game. I truly am very hopeful that these guys are going to do it right. I do believe them when they say this. I do believe that they're going to treat us right, and we're going to get a proper, honest experience here that is a full-price game that has everything we want without any of the bullshit attached to it, and it just feels so good to say that aloud this week.
I feel like also because, I mean, CD Projekt RED aren't silly. They've seen the backlash. They're such a small developer.
Well, they're not that small now. But
Well, in terms of
pretty big.
Okay, fair enough. They have, but in terms of that, surely now they can understand that to mess with the consumer like that when they've got such a great reputation, it's just going to completely damage what they've done. You know, in the past, now, in the future. So yeah.
So it's a ray of light